Long time no see, everyone. It's your old mate Cargon, back at it again. And actually, check these out. I just got these shorts in the other day, and while they look like just other shorts that I have, let me move this a bit further back. While they look like other shorts I already have, they have this like interesting buttoning on the sides that I thought was just to adjust the hem, right? So you could be like, oh, I just wanted it to be a bit smaller or much tighter. But not only that, it's like a whole other layer. Completely, all the way up to the waistband of the pant itself. All the way around. On both sides. How cool! Anyway, I haven't actually buttoned it up or anything. There's a video to come. I'm just excited about these shorts. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. This video is about the Yohji Yamamoto S'yte Karasu Pants. Now, as always, if you're enjoying the content, don't forget to like and subscribe. Comments are very, very much appreciated. And there is a Discord. It is so lively. More and more people are joining each week. It's so much fun. People with different styles as well, talking about their fashion journeys in there too. It's been a lot of fun. Link is in the description, should you wish to join. A pretty nice little community we've got going so far. I'm very, very thankful for all of you that have joined. It's a lot of fun and I love checking it every day. So you might be very aware of the Karasu Pants, the Black Scandal ones, these ones that I have here. I'd previously done a video on these Karasu Pants, these Black Scandal ones that I had gotten a while ago, which recently we spoke about how I got the waistband sorted and am now wearing them quite a lot. I love these. But what I had noticed as well in my adventures in looking on online marketplaces and such was that S'yte also makes a pair of Karasu Pants. And S'yte is the online-only diffusion label of Yohji, where prices are generally much lower, and this doesn't always necessarily mean they are lesser in quality. It's more that they just don't have a physical storefront to show their pieces, and so, you know, with having to not ship things to shops, pay rent, pay employees, all these other expenses, they can keep their prices quite competitive. So I had seen a few times a pair of their Karasu Pants appear, and always quite reasonably priced compared to the very, very dear price of the mainline ones, which you rarely ever see dip, say, below something like 50,000 yen. They're just that sought after and that coveted that, yeah, they are always quite dear, especially when looking for them secondhand compared to other pieces. But these ones are a bit less, and I found a pair and actually decided to pick them up so we could have a look and compare both of them. So these arrived recently, and I've tried them on and just took a quick video, but wanted to make a video comparing them both. Should you be interested in buying your own pair, whether or not you want to save up for a mainline pair, whether it be wool, tencel like my ones, rayon, cotton, all those options. These S'yte ones are only available, as far as I've seen, in tencel. So here is the tag here. As we can see, it's tencel. It's also tagged a size 3. I think it's a one-size-fits-all type of situation. And it also has a warning here saying, in the event of propping water, it may cause stains. Dry carefully and instantly. Now, with tencel, I did have the bad luck the other day where I was coming home from work and in true Melbourne fashion, it started pouring and I got drenched, and I was wearing my mainline tencel, Karasu Pants. Really stressed out, I got soaked, and what's really odd is the tencel on those kind of went a bit harder and stiffer. It felt, it's hard to describe, but it's funny because it's such a soft and airy fabric, but when it got wet, it became like solid and thick, and I was really stressed that this had ruined them, but they dried and they are fine now. But it was interesting. I've not had that experience where something gets wet and it's like, wow, this feels like a completely different fabric than it did to before. Okay, so these are the S'yte Karasu Pants. And first of all, what I can tell you is that these feel a little different to the tencel of the mainline ones. These feel much thinner. It doesn't necessarily mean that they feel cheaper in any way. They just feel thinner and lighter. So I guess they would be more suited to warmer climates in case that's something you're considering. In addition to that, one main aspect of them that is different, that I didn't know until I put them on, was that they are much, much longer than the mainline ones. Let me show you. So here we have both pairs. These are the mainline, these are the S'yte ones. And as you can see, put together, the mainline ones end up here, and the S'yte ones end down here. They are of different lengths. The S'yte and the mainline. So that was interesting putting them on because it meant that at the place that I usually wear them, wearing these, the backs, the signature trailing part rubs along the ground. So it's something to note when you're going to be looking at these is that they sit longer. You can wear them high because they have quite a generous rise, but just be aware that they may sit longer as well. And to think about it, is that even really an issue? Because the regular Karasu pants do sit at a cropped length. And that's something I wasn't completely aware of until I got my own. I was thinking like, oh, I would have thought they'd be full. So these feel more like a full length than a cropped length. And, again, that is really, really up to the individual on whether they prefer one or the other. Another standout difference to the mainline ones is that the mainline pants at the leg opening, they have elastic in there, and then we have the extra bit of fabric that comes out like this at the back. So there's elastic on both hems, giving it, a bit of like a more of a jogger type look. It's just part of the silhouette in itself and allows them to balloon out a little bit too, gives them that sort of structure. On the S'yte pair, however, let me find the hem, we see that this hem here does not have any elastic in there. It is just the hem itself, and then we have the extra fabric in the back coming out too. Now, curious whether it is the same length of fabric. Let's see. Okay, so comparing the hems, they're basically the same size, but the mainline ones with the elastic can go wider. The S'yte ones sit at the same size if they are not stretched out. Then if we hold them together, like so, and grab the extra bit of fabric on the end, it's just so confusing because of the extra fabric. So the mainline pair's at the front, the S'yte pair, like 1 centimeter longer, but the trail is the same length. I would say it's basically the same length. There's no real difference. So as you can see, the mainline trail here of mine is a bit distressed. This is how I got mine much cheaper than what they usually go for because they were effectively damaged, but I don't even notice this because no one looks at this part. And regardless, I still think it looks kind of cool and wonder, how on earth did this happen? We can see the S'yte ones here too, like, so it's really like the difference in fabric. The S'yte ones feel softer and lighter than the mainline ones do altogether. Moving on to some more comparisons, the mainline ones, the S'yte ones. Here we have both of the fronts. They are relatively the same, I would say. We do have the button at the front, and there's also a button inside on the S'yte ones as well as the Black Scandal ones. And then you've got the draw cords coming out of the same length too. And the draw cords look exactly the same to me. Differences: on the mainline pair, the hole which the draw cord comes out of is a vertical slit. On the S'yte pair, it is a horizontal slit. I don't really know which is better, which is worse. That's just a difference. The other difference would be that in this whole like sort of button locking mechanism, it does feel quite thin compared to the mainline pair that has just more thickness to it. It just feels like there's more fabric going on. Again, difference in price. The more expensive one has a lot more going on than the more affordable one. Looking at the waist as well, we have another main difference. Can you guess what it is? From this one to this one, the big difference is the mainline has an elasticated waistband. Now, my guess for that is that the elasticated waistband is for that easy pants, easy vibe style, which there are a lot of Yohji pieces where you just pop it on and they'll fit and they'll hold. You don't necessarily have to tie them. It's for ease of use, and also because these come in different sizes. The S'yte pair, however, has a gigantic waist. It is a huge waist. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like 55 centimeters. It's massive. And I suppose as well, because it's one size, I think you can only get these in one size, that it's like a one size fits all approach. And they do have a draw cord, they do have belt loops, but the waist is just huge. Absolutely huge. Comparing the backs here, we have the S'yte ones and the Mainline ones. Looking very, very similar overall. Like it looks like the cuts are quite the same. Let me inspect a bit more. So we have the pocket on the Mainline, and then we have just under this belt loop is where the extra fabric starts coming out. On the S'yte pair, however, we have the pocket. The belt loop's not in the same place, but we have the extra line here where the piece comes out. I think, again, that's because of just the size of it all and how it sits there. Yeah, it's just the belt loops. The belt loops just aren't in the same place. So it wouldn't work if you were doing so. As you can see, the sizing is just different. So I suppose if you did stretch it out, it would make sense. But that's why it's a little different there too. Button pocket on one side, no button pocket on the other side, whereas the Mainline has button pockets on both. A general difference as well in hardware, we have a YKK zip on the S'yte pair compared to a Yohji branded black zip on the Mainline pair as well. Honestly, they both are very, very similar. There's similar like details in stitching parts. It looks like I'm trying to find differences here. I think like the stitching along the waist seems very similar, just this doesn't have any elastic. One change I can find, and again, it's because of the difference in size of having elastic and no elastic, is that the pocket is stitched all the way through the waist, whereas here on the S'yte pair, it ends at the very, very bottom of the waist here. It doesn't go all the way up like it does here on the Mainline pair. Subtle differences, subtle differences. But we have, I'm not sure if the camera's gonna pick it up. There's a little cross stitch there. There's a little cross stitch here in the same places. Same with the fly stitch at the bottom there. There's one on this one here too for the S'yte pair. So overall, I would say they're very, very similar. Obviously, one pair has a lot more going for it in terms of, I guess, quality and feel, but the construction is very, very similar. And when the price difference is hundreds of dollars, it kind of makes sense. Let's try them on so you can see how they look and fit on body. Okay, so this is the Mainline pair. I've got it up basically just below my belly button, and this is how they fit on body. As you can see, the hem kind of ends just, my ankles here, like up above my ankles, so they are a cropped fit and very, very nice, relaxed, flowing, lovely. Just lovely. Okay, and these are the S'yte pair. This is how much larger the waist is. Like that much larger it can go. So let me just tie them so they don't fall down. I've put these on basically at the same height. So you can see they're basically just sitting below my belly button, and the trail is hitting the ground. The length as well goes all the way down to my shoes. If I wore them lower, they'd be basically a baggy pair of pants. So I need to pull them up. And now they sort of sit just a tiny little bit higher than where the shoe ends, but this is how they look. The trail out the back. Yeah, it's interesting. The S'yte pants do really fit very, very comfortably. Very, very light, simple. It's interesting that they're both tensile, but they feel different. One pair, it's hard to say, the texture is a little bit different, but they are made from the same thing all together. As you can see in the video as well, though, the S'yte pair does fit longer. I think that's the main thing to take into account is that they do fit longer, so you may have to wear them higher. I don't know how you would go about getting them hemmed because of the construction of the pant. So you're mainly going to have to just wear it higher, because I don't think you can hem something with such a bizarre hem. It's not a traditional hem. I'm sure a tailor could do it, but it's just to take that into account. And maybe you do want them to be longer altogether, so then the S'yte pant is something that is maybe more useful for you there as well. Okay, something I completely forgot to mention earlier that I should mention is one main thing to know about Karasu pants is that you're most likely going to step on that long trailing part at the end after you've been sitting down. That bit will somehow get stuck under chairs, get stuck under your feet. And so when you stand up, there is going to be some yank action. So to prevent that, be very, very aware when you are standing up, and always check, as I'm doing now. Maybe lift the trails up with your hands and get up. That's my hot tip for wearing Karasu pants. So yeah, that's a look at the S'yte Karasu Pants, also compared with the Mainline Black Scandal Karasu Pants as well. Which pair do you prefer? I'm obviously more into the pair that I've had for longer, the Black Scandal pair, especially now that I got the waistband fixed up so they do fit me a lot better. However, the S'yte pair fits me off the bat. I haven't had to do anything to them because the waist is so huge, you can just cinch it to suit you how you go. And honestly, if you wanted that sort of elasticated hem, which is the main difference I would say between the two besides the length, you could take that hem to a tailor and ask them to put elastic in there if that's really imperative to what it is that you want. And so the S'yte pair, yeah, they are different. They are different, but they have the same idea there. And for the price that they're at, provide a really, really good gateway into these sort of pants. And it's really up to you whether you want to spend more time saving and looking for a mainline pair that also potentially might not fit you because of the way that the elastic all is. Or if you want to play it safe, you want to play it a bit more money friendly, the S'yte pair, I think it does you really well. That's my opinion. I think they are fine, and if I didn't already have a pair, I would definitely keep these for myself too. But yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. I'll do my best to answer them for you. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Hopefully it's helped out, nut things out, whether you're considering one pair or the other. But yeah, you'll take care, have fun, be safe, and as always, don't do anything I do, except try on some Karasu pants. See what you think. They're not for everyone. They're not for everyone. All right, you'll take care. Be safe. See you later. Bye-bye.